this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain. And have you ever come to the stage of you're working in the workshop with a bunch of people, and every time a power tool goes on, everybody grabs for their earmuffs, but nobody knows whose earmuffs are whose, because they all look the same. I mean, they all work the same, no doubt about that, but some people don't like to share them, especially in the middle of summer when it's all hot and sweaty. So today I'm going to show you how to personalize these things more than just grabbing a texture and writing your name on it. So camera, if you would focus down onto the table for me. The first thing we do is we take these apart on the sides, so just unclip. We then take the padding off and remove the inside bit, which you can see this one's been used a bit, it's fairly grotty. And now these are ready for a light sanding and then a spray paint of whatever colour we want to do them. So I'm going to go and do that and then show you how they look. The earmuffs have been lightly sanded and undercoated white, and soon they'll be sprayed pink. This part of the earmuff though, you can't just paint because as it moves it cracks. So instead we're going to put some leather on it. I found some nice bright orangey pink leather. At least that's the colour I'm claiming it is. It's kangaroo skin, of course. Now, with my contact adhesive, you apply to both sides. So, in this case, apply to the plastic first. Now I'm using a pop stick because it's then throwaway instead of using a brush. And yes, I know I could get a glue pot, but here in Queensland the glue dies so very quickly that you really can't use a glue pot and hope for it to be good tomorrow when you use it. So just slathering it on here, well, not exactly slathering it, but getting full coverage. Doesn't have to be super thick. In fact, contact adhesive is one of those things where less is more. So as long as you get a good coverage, including at the very top. Okay, I'll now put that down, give it a minute or two to dry while I put glue on my leather. Now I'm only going to put glue on the middle section of this, an inch or so wide, 2.5–3 centimeters. Now it's funny because I've got all these people in the background and they're trying to be so very quiet, and I can see that they're bursting to say something, but they're restraining themselves. It's actually quite funny. Okay, so we let this dry for a minute or two. Right, now that the glue has had a chance to go off a bit, we're going to put it onto the center of the headband, and then starting at one end, we're just going to squeeze it onto that center ridge so it's on properly. Now your leather's got a little bit of stretch in it, so it should be able to do this without any problems. And if it can't do it, then you've glued it on too quickly. So just keep feeding it around until you get that center ridge pressed into it. And I'll show you in a bit why that center ridge is so important. Excellent. Now that I've got it glued down to that stage, I can trim off this end bit, which I do not need. Yes, I need better leather shears. And then you need to cut easements into it. So a slit every inch or two going around so you can bend the leather in around it. And one day I'll learn to do this all on camera, and my videos will get better. Okay, so now that I have the slits cut in it, I'll apply some more glue to the inside. And yes, this contact adhesive is all sorts of good for you, so you should really have a mask and stuff on, which I would normally do if I wasn't talking to the camera and if it wasn't so hot. So I'm being bad here. So it's a case of do what I say, not what I do, guys. Put your masks on because this stuff is pretty toxic.
It does have a fan blowing it away from him.
That is true. I do have 2 fans blowing all the fumes away from me at the moment. Not that that's good enough, but it's a start. And in today's heat, that's all I really care about. It'll probably come back to bite me sometime in the future, but so be it. Okay, once you've got the glue on and it's starting to set, fold this over. Obviously, this is still too wet to do so, although parts of it are sticking already. Just shows how quickly the glue goes off in this environment. Now you can't really make too many cuts going around it. The more cuts, the neater the edge will be. And as you can see, the center part here is still a little damp, so I should wait on it. So while I'm waiting, I'll put glue on the other side of it. Lots of glue. Now I'm thinking that my earmuffs are going to stand out now because the ear cover parts are going to be bright pink and the band's going to be this colour orange. But to make them stand out even more, I may, or I may not, put ears on them. So we'll see how that looks when I'm done. So I'm just going to let this dry and fold it on, and then I'll think about ears. And if I do ears, I'll show you how they look. So we started off the day with a whole bunch of these sorts of earmuffs, orange or red with black handles, and there's nothing that makes them stand out. We finished the day with some green earmuffs, some purple earmuffs with ears on them, and of course my pink and orange earmuffs. No ears, but I'm getting to that. Now the ears on these we cut out of some 8mm craft foam, and then just wrapped the leather around the back of the ear and glued some lambskin on the front to give it a little bit of texture. So anyway guys, I hope this has inspired you to go and make some of your own safety equipment look a little bit better. And this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain saying go out and make something.